All right, everybody. It's a review. It's The Secret of Dumbledore, Fantastic Beasts. It's the third movie in the set. And if you're brand new to the show, or my channel, actually, do me a favor. Subscribe. Hit that notification button. Hit the like button. Do all that as we get into this review. All right, so I'm going to tell you this first off, if you're brand new to the channel and you didn't know this already. I think I'm one of the few people that liked the second movie. Was it Crimes of Grindelwald or whatever it was? I haven't seen it since, so there was a lot of stuff that I was trying to remember when I saw the third one. And this is non-spoiler, by the way, this review. But I didn't mind. The first one I liked, thought it was fun. Second one, same thing. Enjoyed watching it. Understood every complaint that everyone had about it. That being said, this movie is definitely the best out of the three of them, hands down. And it's not just because it ties in. Everyone's like, oh, it's going to feel more like the Harry Potter movies. I don't think any of these movies really feel, minus the fact that with Hogwarts and magic and all, and muggles and all the language and stuff, obviously it's in the same world. Don't try to connect it to Harry Potter at all, because it doesn't have that Nancy Drew Hardy Boys thing combined with, you know, the Wizarding World, and there was always like a bit of a mystery, even in the Columbus ones, the first two, of trying to figure out what was happening, what this big mystery was, and then how it was going to play out at the very end. That doesn't really have this. I will say that this is the best one for sure, and the thing that it does do, even though I like the first two, it made me feel like the first two could be like, you know, when they're doing like promotional things for movies and they're like, oh, you know, if you want to see a little backstory about the characters, go on the YouTube channel and check out like the 10 or 5-10 minute backstory, and then that leads into this movie. That's ultimately what these first two movies feel like after watching this one, because it really is Eddy Redmayne Scamander is a lot more enjoyable in this one, I think, than in the past. Maybe for some people, again, didn't bother me. But the story is that now you have Grindelwald we know that from the last movie, and this is a spoiler if you haven't seen the last movie, he was imprisoned, but he's the Voldemort of this series, and he's building up the entire the rest of the Wizarding World to say, hey. Same thing we've kind of seen before. This is Professor X versus Magneto. It's the best way that I could put it, right? Except there's a little bit of a twist with the Magneto and the Professor X part of it. But it's that story, and it's a matter of he gets his followers, he does all that. But however, I just feel like even Magneto and Professor X are a little bit more flushed out. There's a lot of times in this story that I was a bit like, wait, what's the reasoning for that? Oh, that's gonna happen because. Why? I don't know. But again, it's the same thing that I say about the other ones. I enjoyed watching the movie. It's a better, I think, and David Yates does this one as well. And I think that it still suffers from that same problem. The Harry Potter, it had this source material. It had this very flushed out novels. And these are screenplays that are written just for these movies without the source material first. And I think that it shows. It's way more of a movie than the in-depth novels that were Harry Potter. The performances are a lot better, I think, in this one for people. Jude Law is really good as Albus Dumbledore. This is Dumbledore trying to. It's a different side of him. You're learning about the wizard that starts to become like this really respected wizard. He's got everybody in this movie, which is what I liked about it. Has their demons and has pain, and a lot of characters in this movie have pain. Eddy Redmayne, Newt Scamander is now, he's come into his own. He understands. He's not as closed off to the rest of the world. He's opening up. They don't spend a lot of time doing that like they did in the first two, and thank God, because they did so much of that they didn't need to do it. The question people are going to say is, well, how is Mads Mikkelsen as Grindelwald? I like Johnny Depp. I think Johnny Depp's a really good actor. I love a lot of the stuff that he's done. I always thought that he was miscast in this role way before anything, happened as far as the Warner Brothers stuff, and I just never thought he was the right choice for this. I was like, oh, they should have just left Colin Farrell in there. It would have been a lot better. But Mads Mikkelsen is perfect as Grindelwald. Perfect in the role, and you see that him and Dumbledore have their that is not anything on Jude Law's performance, calling him Dumbledore. But Mads Mikkelsen, Grindelwald, and Dumbledore, they have their past, they have a reasoning, they have Dumbledore knows that he's got to take him down, but there's a reason why he can't. He's got to figure it out. The thing that everyone's talking about that should be addressed is Catherine Waterston, who's Tina Goldstein, who's one of the main characters in the first two, is pretty much just sidelined in this. And some people think it's because of stuff that she said on social media against J.K. Rowling. Other people think that it's just she wasn't available. Whatever it was, she's not in this as much, and the focus is really not. They don't ignore the character. The character is certainly addressed, but she's not in this the same way that she was in the other ones. But Queenie is. Alison Sudol is in this. And I will say Dan Fogler is great in this. Jacob Kowalski has a lot more to do in this movie, but he's not too cartoonish, and he plays the role of the befuddled muggle well, but not enough that we've seen this already in 2 movies. He's starting to accept his role and the fact that he wants to get Queenie. I also thought that Callum Turner, who also plays Theseus, who's Eddy Redmayne's brother in the movie, they have like a really good setup for this crew that has to try to take down Grindelwald. It's a good crew as far as performances. I would have liked to seen a little bit more of the the development of it. And I will also say that the other standout to me was an actress that I didn't know enough about at all. And I believe, hold on, let me make sure. And Ezra Miller, also, I don't want to ignore Ezra Miller's performance. Is it Jessica Williams? Yes, it is Jessica Williams who plays Professor Hicks. And she gets introduced very well in here, that she's part of the crew also. And then Ezra Miller, who we've seen as Credence in other past, also developed a lot more. Listen, if you like the first 2 movies, then you should continue on this series. I don't know, though, how many people are going to be as locked in. For me, I'll see another one. If they stop making them, I go, oh, yeah, I remember those movies. But it's not one of these things where I'm like, I got to see how this thing ends. If it ended after this one, I'd be like, all right, I think they're scheduled to do 5. Do they need to do 5? Not really. Would I score it? 3.3. 3.4 out of 5 schmoes. I thought that it was enjoyable. I liked watching it. It's too long. All these movies are too long. I don't understand why it needed to be too long if it wasn't based off a book. There's a lot of, I think that was the thing. There's some big set pieces and things that's silly. You'll know you'll know when you see the movie. Stupid scene that goes on too long. But look, make a judgment for yourself. Go see it, don't go see it. The hell do I know? Review this movie, that's what I did. And I enjoyed watching it. I liked watching it. And it's just like the other 2. It's definitely the best one out of the 3, though. That's what you get. That's the review. Let me know what you think. If you subscribe to the channel, please do it. Hit the like, hit the notification button. Don't forget to do that. And I got a lot of stuff coming up, whether it's Obi-Wan reviews and it's going to be the rest of the Moon Knight stuff, some other stuff. Please do it. Check it out. But that's it. That's Fantastic Beasts, The Secret of Dumbledore. That's the review. Non-spoiler. I non-spoiled it. All right. Peace.